Welcome back to my free 10-part Google tutorial series called Get Google Ready in 2023. And in this series, I'm going to be taking you through how to correctly set up every single type of Google Ads campaign. And also, we're going to be going through how you can optimize each and every one of those campaigns in the correct way so that through 2023, you can be having your best year ever because of Google Ads. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you through the step-by-step process in how to set up your very own Google Ads display campaign. Now, in case you're wondering, Google display campaigns are an image-based campaign. And if you've ever had the situation where you've been looking to maybe buy your partner some flowers, you've gone onto a florist website looking to buy them flowers, and then for the next 2-3 weeks, wherever you go, you're seeing ads from that florist. So whether you're going in to check the news or the sport or another entertainment or fashion website, you're seeing that florist ads everywhere you go. That is a display campaign. Now, many people just think that display campaigns are used for remarketing. In that example that I gave, once someone goes to their website, you can then create ads to continually follow them around the internet. So wherever they go, they're seeing your ads. Now, it is correct that display campaigns are amazing for remarketing campaigns, but they are also a really powerful tool for outreach and affinity-based campaigns, where you're going through and trying to find new users and showing them your ads and introducing your product to someone who may not have known your product or know your brand before. And the reason for why display campaigns are also great for this type of campaign is because the CPC, or the cost per click, is a lot cheaper. And for some of the campaigns that I'm running, I'm seeing display campaigns having the cost per click, which is only 10 to 20% of what the search or the shopping campaign is. So for example, if the cost per click for a search campaign is $1, I'm seeing some of the cost per clicks for display campaigns down to 10 cents or 20 cents. So it is a great way to reduce costs and increase the number of impressions that your ads are seeing. So let's get into this step-by-step tutorial on how you can set up your very own display campaign. But just in case we haven't met yet, my name is Aaron Young. I'm from Define Digital Academy and I'm your 15,000 hour Google Ads master. And if you want to stay up to date every single time I release a new video in this Get Google Ready in 2023 series, all you need to do is to not only subscribe, but make sure you turn on that notification bell so that you get notified every time this next video goes live. And also as well, before I get into this step-by-step process, I did want to let you know that I am going to be going through this in quite a quick, fast process. So if you miss any of these steps, don't worry, because all you need to do is you just need to follow that link in the description below and you can download my free Google Ads display campaign setup guide. And that includes screenshots. And once again, it shows you that step-by-step process for how you go about and set up your very own Google Ads display campaign. But right now, let's get straight into it. So when we're in Google Ads, you want to go into new campaign. And then when you get into new campaign, we want to be choosing our objective. Once again, either sales or leads. For this one, the example I'm giving you, we're wanting people to inquire and fill out our lead form. So we're going to be saying leads. And then from there, you can make the decision as to whether you want to remove any of these conversion actions. So let's just say, for example, we didn't want phone call leads targeted. We could just remove this from here. Now, I do want to stress that this doesn't remove that phone call leads from the whole account. It just removes it from this campaign. And then from there, once we're happy with that, we press continue. And obviously we're going to choose display because this is a display campaign. And we just need to add in our website, and we're going to be doing this for Define Digital Academy. And from here, we go down and add in our campaign name. Now, as like with all of our campaigns, I'm really big on making sure that we have a really strong naming convention. So I'm going to be saying Define, and this is going to be our display. So I've just put that in. Define, we're wanting to generate leads and it's for our display campaign. But remember, as I always say, this is only for internal use. So it's more just calling it something which makes sense to you. Then we go through and click on continue. And then we just want to go through and make the decision of which countries we want to target. So with this one, I'm going to say that we want to target the United States and also the United Kingdom. But if you wanted to, you can either break this down as well into states. So let's just say you only wanted to target Queensland. You could do that in here, or you could add that as an exclusion. But we're just happy with United States and United Kingdom. And then when it comes down to the location options, you can have two options. You can either choose presence or interest or just presence. I would usually select presence because I do find that it doesn't stop all of it, but it does help limit the amount of bots that are coming through or spammy type traffic. And then it also is only targeting people that are in your location, as opposed to people who may have been searching for the United Kingdom for some other non-related services, and then they do a search for your related search or products. So I'm going to select that as presence. We're going to keep this in English, and then from there we can go through and add in some extra optimizations. So if we wanted these ads to only appear on certain days, so if we only wanted them to appear onto Monday and Friday, we could do this in here, but we are happy for this to appear every day. And then if we wanted to be on specific devices, so let's just say we only wanted to target computers and tablets and not mobile phones, we would just unselect this here, but I'm happy for it to go across all devices. Once you're happy with those settings, you go through and click next. Once again, we want to set our budget, remembering that the daily budget works out to an average monthly budget at 30.4. So because we've set this budget at $5, that'll make the monthly budget about $150. And we can focus this on conversions or conversion value, and we're just going to select conversions. I'm not setting a CPA or a target cost per action yet because we want to get some further data before we set that. And then we go through and click next. And now this is where we go through and add some targeting. So with a search campaign, it's a little bit, you would go through and add in your keywords. With display campaigns, it's more based around audiences. And the process that I'm going to be showing you is that I like to segment my display campaigns into different ad groups and into different campaigns. So in this campaign, I'm going to be setting up 2 different ad groups. I'm going to be setting up one ad group, which is a remarketing campaign, and then another ad group, which is an affinity or an interest-based campaign. So let's firstly go through and set up this remarketing, and then I'll show you how to come back and set up the affinity-based. So we go through into our audiences and we go to browse, and I'm gonna go through with how they've interacted with our business. And then we're going into website visitors, and I'm selecting all of these through here. Now with the optimized targeting, what that does mean is that Google will go beyond your selections. You can either choose that or not. And then what we can also do is we can also add in targeting via demographics, keywords, or placements. And for the demographics, I just know for my products and our services that our best performing age brackets are in this 25 through to 54. So we're keeping that in there. We're pretty split across the range in terms of income. So we're not going to add in any extra refinement there. And same with the gender, we're not going to add in any extra refinement. But if you wanted to, you can just go through and select or unselect those options. Then when you're happy with that, you go through and click next. And then it's just a matter of going through and creating your ads. So we've already got the URL in here. We then need to type in our company name, and then we go through and add in some different images. Now the images that you've got some different options. Is that you can actually just go through and put in your website and it automatically grabs images from your website, or you can upload some. Now I've already got some pre-uploaded assets, so I just need to go into my asset library. I can just select the different images that I want to use, and you can actually use this cropping tool as well. And if we can see from here that this doesn't really work for that image, we're just using this here, and you can just go through and make sure that you're using the correct ratios. And once you're happy with that, you just click save. And then we also go through and add in our logos. Once again, just checking the crop to make sure that you're happy with how it's looking. And you can see for this one, it doesn't exactly match. So I'm going to remove that, and I'll come back and add that at a later time. Then we click save. And what this will do is this will put together the different options. So it does sort of give you some different examples that you can use. And then once you've got that, it will actually start to come down and show you some different examples of the ads. And what you can also do is you can actually go through and add in your different headlines. And I'm just going to type in my different headlines now. And if you ever do go over the required character limit, you'll see we've got the warning here. So we'll just bring this back. And we just edit that headline until we underneath that 30. And then once we've gone through and added in all of our headlines and descriptions, we can go into this more options, and we can actually go through and add in some custom colors. So if you wanted to change these colors to match your branding, you could do this in here. And it's just a matter of adding in the relevant hex codes. And once you're happy with that, you then go through and click create ad. Then we go to next. And then Google has gone through and run its checks, and it's making sure that we're happy with everything. And then we just go through and check that we're happy with all of the settings. Once again, we just want to change this name. We know our ad group name. We want to call this one our remarketing. Then we press publish the campaign. And as you can see, our campaign is ready to go. Now, If we wanted to set up that second ad group, we just click on plus, and this one is going to be our affinity targeting, and we just go through the same process again. Whereas this time with our audience segments, rather than going into how they've interacted with our business, we're just going to go through and start selecting some of these recommended options for anything we think is related to our business or our service. And then once we're happy with that, we can then go through and create this ad again. Now, if you wanted to, what we can actually do is I can just cancel this create the ad group. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my first ad group, select edit, copy, then go back into this new ad group, and we can just paste the ad in here. And it just saves me having to go through and create that ad again. That's of course, obviously, if we're happy for it to have the same ad copy and the images. If we wanted some more specific defined images or ad copy for those audience segments, we could add that and change that in there. And then as you can see, that's been pasted in there. Now, what we can also do as well is as after this campaign has been running a little while, if we see that, say for example, our remarketing is taking all of the clicks and impressions, we could break this affinity ad group into its own campaign, or vice versa. If the affinity was getting higher conversions and more impressions, but remarketing was taking all the spend, we could move that out into a separate campaign. But the reason why I set it up this way into different ad groups, it allows me to add in some greater targeting further down the track to find those best performing audiences. And that's how you set up your own display campaign. Remembering that if you wanted to, you can choose to not only use it as a remarketing strategy, but display campaigns are also a great option for you to be able to find new potential audiences who haven't heard about your brand or your product before. Once again, thank you for joining me, and remember that if you want to get notified every time I release a new video in my Get Google Ready for 2023 teaching series, make sure that you don't only subscribe, but you also turn on that notification bell. And remember, if you want to download my free Google Ads display campaign guide, all you need to do is to follow that link in the description below. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. See ya.